Alright, so now we are almost ready to get cranking on our project, but first I need to do a couple more things to make sure our development environment is set up correctly. So I opened up my bash console, and if you're in Windows, I'm going to navigate to my desktop, so that's going to be at CD mount, C drive, users, the name of your user, I know mine is KCBJT, and then desktop. So you'll notice here that I have that workspace directory, same exact one that's right there. I'm going to go into that again, CD, and now that I'm in here, I'm just going to type Python. I'm going to make sure I have Python installed. Alright, so I type Python, automatically Python, note the version here, 2.7.6. So Python launches Python 2. I pressed Control Z and that canceled out of that Python interpreter. Now let's launch 3 and see if that's installed. Python 3 is installed. Okay. So you'll notice this Python 3.4.3. You may have Python 3.6 or something like that, but Python 3.4.3 ships with this Ubuntu subsystem, so I'm just going to use that. There should be virtually no changes between that and or I should say no significant changes between this version 3.4 and 3.6. So now that I have that, the next thing we need is pip. So pip is a package manager for Python. It's very similar to how I could do sudo apt/get install git. Pip will allow me to install all sorts of different packages, modules, whatever you want to call them, for Python just by quickly typing pip install and then the name of it. It's really cool. So let's see if I have it. Okay, so pip doesn't, and again, this is pip without a number, so this is probably going to our Python 2 environment. So let's try pip 3. Pip 3 is not installed, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to install pip 3, which goes with Python 3, as opposed to this one, which is Python 2. And let's see, let's copy this. And it's going to ask me to input my user or my password again. This is 156 megabytes, so it may take a second, so I'm going to hit yes. While this goes through, and I'm going to pause, and then we'll start back up again once it's done. Alright, that's finally done. So let's see here. Pip isn't installed. Pip 3, there we go. So this is kind of the help menu for pip 3. We're going to get a lot more into it here soon. And if you're using Python 2, just use Python without the 3, and then again you use pip without the 3. If you're using Python 3, you use Python with the 3 and pip with the 3. All right. Same exact thing, just different versions of Python. Alright, so now that that's done, we're going to get into pip later. The very next thing I want to do is the last thing we kind of really need to do to set up our real development environment so we can get cranking is download a good text editor. You don't have to do this. This is optional. I'm going to download Sublime Text. I may already have it installed, but I'm not sure. So I'm going to go sublimetext.com. And let's see, I'm going to download for Windows. Pops up down here. Give it a second here to go through. There we go, Sublime Text. And let's hit run. Let's see. Click next through all these. If you want to know, it's very important actually to know where stuff's on your systems being installed. It has a lot to do. If you ever heard path, your path variables, you should really pay attention to where you're installing things. So this is going to program file Sublime Text 3. Okay. Don't think that's anything important. Install. Alright, finish. And I'm done with this browser window. So let's see if that's installed. I'm going to open up my start menu. I'm going to do it by pressing the Windows key on my keyboard. And there's Sublime Text right there. I can also start typing and it searches for it automatically. So let's open our workspace folder like we were. So let's go to, we want to go to our desktop. Windows, nope, don't want to go there. CD users, KCBG desktop workspace. Alright, Django, and here's that repository we downloaded. Doesn't look like oh no, I'm trying to open a folder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight this folder and click open the folder. And now I have that readme.md, I have that git ignore. And that's all I'm going to go with or talk about now. In the next video, we're going to explore Pip a little bit. We're going to install Django. I'm probably going to create a new repository just so that we all have the same naming conventions and all that. So I'll see you in a minute.